Hi there. My name is Stephen Roginson. I'm the founder and head brewer at Batch Brewing Company, the soon-to-open nano brewery in Corktown. I guess between a successful crowdfunding campaign, a TEDxDetroit victory, and appearing in the Michigan beer film, which you all should check out, I'm now fully qualified to do a TED Talk. I'm talking about beer, shocking, right? Beer is the common denominator. From kings and presidents to salt of the earth, working people, it's with us every day and at every celebration. It wasn't too long ago that all beer was local. It was made at home or it was made really close to home. A little history lesson. England, 5th century, Anglo-Saxon time period, there were things called ale houses and public houses, homes that brewed beer and made it available to the public. Centuries later, this becomes a cottage industry, and that's where we get the term going to the pub. Fast forward to 1870 in the United States, the modern era of brewing, the modern era of refrigeration, and there are 3,200 breweries in the United States. On average, they produce about 2,000 barrels apiece. Markets change, businesses succeed or fail. Prohibition comes and goes. Only 756 breweries survived Prohibition, and it's the production breweries. 50,000 barrels is the average producer. Over the next decades and evolution in transportation and technology, and not a few marketing campaigns, we find ourselves in 1980, where 93.9% of all beer produced in the United States is by one of 10 breweries. Only 101 breweries exist in the United States at this point. And then something started happening. New breweries started popping up, and they weren't all making fizzy yellow American lager. They were making beer with flavor and color and more alcohol, beer that more closely resembled the beer produced in the United States before Prohibition, before the consolidation of competitors and the conglomerization of corporate clones after World War II. People demanded choice. They wanted something local. And that is when the first craft beer boom in the United States begins in the 1990s. This is what Michigan beer looked like to me in the 90s. Actually, this is what Michigan beer looked to me in the 90s. Remember that? Things have changed just a little bit since then. In 2012, there are 2,800 breweries in the United States, 2,300 of which are craft breweries. It's an industry that employs over 44,000 people on the brewery side alone and provides $3.6 billion in wages. In Michigan, there are currently 150 breweries operating in the state. Dozens more, like mine, are in planning stages. The industry contributes over $133 million to our state's economy. You like that transition, right? Henry Ford had a vision of a car in every garage. Well, I have a vision of a brewery in every Michigan neighborhood. Okay, yeah, it's actually completely ridiculous, but I will tell you this. We have a lot of headroom. Currently, Michigan beer represents 3.9% of the total beer sold in this state. I just heard that Meyer is 10% of their beer sold is from Michigan, so I am sure that if Meyer can do it, certainly we can replicate that success in other arenas. In 2012, Michigan produced just about 440,000 barrels of beer. This other number I extrapolated with some fuzzy math, so don't hold me to it and don't track it down online because it's probably wrong. But we're going to use it as a marker here. If 11 million barrels were sold in Michigan in 2012, and we want 10% of that, which is completely doable. That's 1.1 million barrels. We produced 440,000. That's 660,000 barrels on the table for Michigan breweries. I see 660 new breweries producing 1,000 barrels apiece because I'm opening a nano brewery. Yeah. And that number sounds small, but you know what? These 3 breweries, out of their storefronts, successful businesses, by the way, give or take, are 1,000-barrel breweries on site. So what am I doing about it? Well, I'm opening a little brewery of my own. In addition, the brewery is going to help open other breweries in the city of Detroit. We are launching a program that we're calling the Brewery Incubator. It's not the first in the country, but it's certainly the first in the state, where we're going to help open other breweries through a 12-month program. Hopefully we'll see 2 per year. They'll be able to produce their beer and sell it on site. We'll help them build their brand and their business plans, and maybe even be able to send them down the road with some early seed money. Clearly, Batch Brewing Company is not the only group in the state trying to encourage the industry. As a matter of fact, the state is doing a fantastic job. A couple of bills right in front of you that are already in front of the state legislature, plus a concept at the bottom that would be incredibly important for small breweries to be able to distribute their own beer. So if anybody's got, Twitter handy and wants to shoot a message to their state legislature, feel free. You've all seen these, and they're much more than a marketing campaign. It's a reminder that Michigan products, Michigan beer, actually employ flesh and blood jobs in the state of Michigan. These dollars don't end up as a dividend check to an overseas investor. They end up in your neighbor's new kitchen or college education. So when you see this, take it for serious, like the talk beforehand. This is real, local, and really important. Now, TED Talks aren't supposed to be quite so preachy or quite so sales pitchy, and I originally titled this thing An Ode to Beer. So I wrote an ode for him about beer. An ode to beer is what I said, though not the final word. Without a doubt, this ode will be utterly absurd. Great Lakes State, great beer state, cannot be overstated. My appetite for your local brews cannot be sated. From Grand Rapids to Kalamazoo to right here in Detroit, one by one, your tasty brews my taste buds will exploit. So hunker down and belly up, it's time you had a taste. Not a solitary drop will your palate waste. Thanks to those that brew it up, and thanks to those that buy. From Dragon's Milk to KBS, Drippa, and Red's Rye. To the Son of a Batch IPA, I'm sure you all will try. And all the other tasty brews that are handmade by this guy. And when I've had my share and I retire for the night, you'll hear my call as I exclaim, Michigan beer is dynamite. Thank you.